Did you know that in Potion Craft, which is a really addictive game about creating potions, there is a chance that one of your customers will be this guy, who says that his last hunt was wild. This is a reference to Geralt from The Witcher, and more specifically The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which is why he said his last hunt was wild. Hello and welcome to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs, the series where we take a look at some of the latest and not so latest Easter eggs found in video games. As always, if you think you know of an Easter egg, secret or hidden detail that I'm yet to cover, then let me know in the comments, and leaving a like on the video is always appreciated. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Now, the Dying Light series has always had a strange obsession with chickens. For example, in Dying Light 1, you could wield a chicken on a stick, which was way more powerful than it had any right to be. In Dying Light 2, you could even talk to a chicken that came from out of space to destroy Earth. With that in mind, there was a surprising lack of chickens in Dying Light the Beast. Well, that was until now. At this location on the map, you can find this barn, and to get inside you need to have completed the Some Like It Dark mission. The only problem is, I completed that mission, and the barn was still locked. I wasn't alone either, as the comments on a TikTok I posted also confirmed that this door was locked for them too. Now, Dying Light 2 had loads of quote-unquote buggy Easter eggs that I couldn't record because they didn't work. So perhaps this is another one of those, or maybe I'm missing something. If you do try this one for yourself, let me know if the barn was open for you or not. Anyway, I ended up playing the game on PC, where I used NoClip to get inside the barn, and when inside, I found this little guy. So you can find a chicken and it's all alone. Luckily, you have the option to adopt it, but when you do, it disappears. Sort of like the Book of the Dead that we covered in a previous video. Well, unlike the book, I know where the chicken goes. If you head back to the Town Hall safe house, you can find the chicken under Crane's desk. And it's even laid a golden egg. If you interact with the egg, the chicken will make several different noises. And that's it. That's the Easter egg, which to me is really underwhelming. I mean, there is a part of me that is hoping that this is just the beginning and there's more to come, but for now, this is all I found. So the latest Fortnite season would make a 10-year-old me squeal with joy. You see, this season is all about The Simpsons. And it's not just characters from the show making an appearance. The entire town of Springfield is in Fortnite. Honestly, it's so cool actually visiting places from the show. And if I'm honest, this is probably as close as we're going to get to a Simpsons hit and run sequel anytime soon. Anyway, as you might expect, there are loads of references to The Simpsons that can be found in this season. And the first one that I wanted to share is a classic. If you pick up a ringing phone, this will happen.
Mouse speaking.
Is Mr. Freely there?
Who?
Freely. First initial is IP.
Hold on, I'll check. Is IP Freely here? Hey, everybody! IP Freely! Mouse speaking.
Is Seymour there? Last name, Butts.
Just a sec. Hey, is there a Butts here? Seymour Butts? Hey, everybody! I wanna see more Butts!
So as a kid, Bart's prank calls to Moe's Tavern were always hilarious. And as an adult who still thinks Here's the Thing is funny, I have no shame in admitting that I still love them. Next up, when you step on a rake, this will happen. So this is a reference to Sideshow Bob and his love-hate relationship with rakes. What I mean by that is, Sideshow Bob hates rakes, but rakes love him. One of the cooler locations that you can visit in this new season is Comic Book Guy's store. It's awesome seeing all of the comics and figures from the show on display. Here's the thing, not everyone is welcome inside the store. On the back wall you can find photos of customers who aren't welcome, and these include Sideshow Bob, Nelson, Milhouse and Bart, and finally the Simpsons creator, Matt Groening, which is pretty cool. Also in the same store you can find Krusty frozen in carbonite, which is a reference to Han Solo, who suffered the same fate in Star Wars. Finally, and believe me, I've only scratched the surface when it comes to the references in this season, you'll need to head to Mr. Burns' mansion. You see, Mr. Burns isn't known for his patience, and if you annoy him enough, he may release the hounds.
Release the hounds.
Well, in Mr. Burns' office, you can find a red button which will apparently release the hounds. So let's press it and see what it does. So these hounds don't look like any hounds that I've ever seen. And in fact, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure these are humans in dog masks. I mean, sure, they do bark and growl like real dogs. But if I'm honest, they actually creep me out. Like I said, this season is packed with Simpsons references, so if you found anything worth sharing, let me know in the comments down below. Now, we've covered a bunch of Ghost of Yotei Easter eggs in the past couple of videos, with most of them referencing Sucker Punch's past games. Well, you won't be surprised to learn that today's Yotei Easter eggs once again reference Sucker Punch classics, but I'm betting that a lot of you won't have heard of this first game. At this location on the map, you can find this. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I found this, I had no idea what it was a reference to. But after finding the other murals, I knew it must be a reference to something. Well, it turns out that this is a nod to Rocket Robot Wheels, a Sucker Punch developed Nintendo 64 game released all the way back in 1999. I mean, I've never played it, but if you have, let me know in the comments. The other Yotei mural that I found is much more recognisable. At this location on the map, you can find a dapper looking frog. This is Sir Rally from the Sly Cooper series. Now, Battlefield 6's campaign was panned at launch for being a paint-by-the-numbers military shooter campaign. But you know what? Sometimes that's all I want. You see, sometimes I just want to shut my brain off and shoot things, and that's what this campaign is for me. It also helps that the campaign is hiding an Easter egg, and if I told you that it could be found in the game's sewer level, I'm sure you can guess what it is. During Mission 4, you can find this. So the sight of pizza boxes in the sewers can only mean one thing, and it's not your mum falling down a drain on the way back from Domino's after one too many white wine spritzers. No, it's an obvious reference to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, Powerwash Simulator was already one of the most satisfying games that I've ever played, but now that Powerwash 2 comes with added soap, that satisfaction has reached a whole new level. Now, a lot of what made Powerwash Simulator so great to begin with returns in too. And that includes these little guys. Just like the first game, a gnome can be found hiding on every level in Powerwash Simulator 2. And they start off pretty easy to find, with the first level's gnome being found here. But they soon become much harder to track down. For example, the gnome on the Art Deco level is hiding all the way over here. Honestly, it's a little creepy knowing that you're always being watched, so I've made it my mission to find a gnome on every level so that I can keep an eye on it. Anyway, here are all the gnomes that I've found so far. So the gnome on the billboard level was hidden extremely well, and has been the hardest to find so far. If you've encountered any gnomes on your cleaning adventures, let me know where to find them in the comments. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. Remember to use my link in the description or scan the QR code to get 10% off your gamer subs. It's a great way to support the channel and you actually get something back in return. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. YouTube seems to think that you'll enjoy the video on screen, so go ahead and check that out. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.